Welcome to Massive Passive Cash Flow, the podcast that guides professionals to financial prosperity. Join our community and let's start building your wealth. Here's your host, Gary Wilson.
Welcome back to the Massive Passive Cash Flow podcast. I'm Gary Wilson, your host. I'm so glad to have you back listening to the show or watching if that's the case. We've got an excellent guest today, Simon Severino from Austria. And we just having a great discussion about the Alps, which covers, several countries, and it's just a beautiful part of the world. So, Simon, I know we're very lucky to have you. I appreciate you taking your time to do this, and welcome aboard.
Thanks, Gary, for having me. Hello, everyone.
So, hey, if you wouldn't mind, Simon, we have a lot of listeners. We're in 30 different countries. Mostly are business owners, lots of professionals, dentists, chiropractors, even teachers, servicemen and women. And a lot of us like to invest. So it's like we have two jobs going on. It's very difficult sometimes to stay organized and structured and focused. And I know you have a great process to help that, but would you mind starting off just telling us a little bit about yourself? How did you end up getting into this field? What led you to this, if you don't mind sharing,
Totally. So 22 years ago, I was an employee in one of these big strategy advisories. And so I was in the room with the executive teams of the Fortune 100, and I had to solve their marketing and sales problems. So I learned a lot. And then I went on my own and I continued being in love with these topics. How do you enter a market, crush it in the market, stay competitive in the market? So I was a strategy advisor, and specifically, I became enamored with marketing and sales. And so I stayed a coach for that, and I've helped people increase their sales by doing better marketing, filling pipeline, and closing deals, increasing the win rate on those conversations. Now, over time, I became the bottleneck of my own because I have solved the sales problem for myself. That's my superpower. So at some point, I had more clients than I could work with. So I was the bottleneck of my own company. I had to fire myself from operations. I had no idea how to do that. I hired a business coach. I said, I don't know what's going on, but I cannot take on more clients. And they go, Simon, you have to be 2 levels above fulfillment. And I said, what is 2 levels above fulfillment? And they said, you have to fire yourself from operations. Oh, how do I do that? And then they showed me how to do that, writing down the processes and then doing only the really jobs on the business, not anymore in the business. So I had to learn what's the difference of working in the business versus working on the business. And so I did it. It was easier than I thought. And then I started working on the business. I wrote a book about my method. And many people listening right now, they go, oh, I can't fire myself from operations. I am the operations. You are not.
Yeah.
People don't come because of you. Yes, they trust you and they like you. Yes. But do you go to your yoga teacher because of the teacher or because of the process that they have? There is 60 minutes. This is the process. You go to your fitness class. Yeah, you might like the teacher, but when you move to another city, you go again to a fitness class, you find the same process, you're fine. Why? Because you're not going there for the teacher. You're going there to solve your back pain or to build muscles or to lose some belly fat for the summer. So the same thing for your buyer. They don't buy your product because of the product. They buy it because they want to solve a problem. And so whoever solves that problem, they will be fine. And when I told them, my wife was like, what? You're firing yourself from operations? But people are coming for you, right? They will be disappointed. And I said, we'll find out on Monday. Monday is the first time. So Monday comes, I onboard this new team, and they say, Simon, I need to double revenue in 90 days. Let's start a strategy sprint. I say, all right, guys, welcome. When this is the starting date, this is your sprint coach. Bye-bye. We will see each other in 90 days. And they go, fine, Simon. And it went well. And so my wife and I will look each other. It's that easy to fire yourself from operations? It's not that hard as people think. And then the next objection is, yeah, but then I will miss doing the work because I love doing the work, right? So I will miss being there with them, solving problems. No, you will not, because there is so much else to do. you will have now to coach your coaches. So for me, I started teaching them. So I created a certification program, writing the book. So getting your process out of your head. Simon, but I don't have a process. Yes, you have a process. If I interview you, what are you doing in week 0, week 1, week 2, week 3? There is something that you are usually doing. That's the process. So you write it down out of your head, and now you have a process. And now you can delegate that to people outside your team or in your team. That was the next step. And yes, I freed up 40 hours per week, but I filled them immediately with tasks on the business, writing the book, securing the IP, and also something that you guys are super passionate about. Now that I had money, I had to learn how to keep money. So how to pick the right assets, the right combination of assets, portfolio management, all that good stuff, which became my new hobby. And of course, now 2 hours a day, I'm the portfolio manager of my assets, right? And I have 1/3 real estate, 1/3 stock picking, and 1/3 crypto assets. I have to study that. I have to validate my assumptions. I have to do position sizing, rebalancing. All that stuff is also part of a day of a business owner, hopefully, because otherwise you're just having income, but you're not building wealth.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, this is getting really good here. You mentioned the book, Strategy Sprint. Is that what that is? Strategy Sprint?
Yes, Strategy Sprints is for a business owner who wants to have really the tools to nail marketing, sales, and operations for their digital business, because most businesses have to sell digitally. And now how you do that in the digital world. So that book is like a cookbook. Chapter 1, how to do marketing in the online world. Chapter 2, how to do sales. And the last 2 chapters, 12 and 13, are the hiring chapters, because you will need also to bring more people on.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I love it. So we have obviously a lot of business owners listening, and I know, because I'm a business owner, it's easy to allow ourselves to get drawn into working in the business as opposed to working on the business. You mentioned that earlier, but you know, I think it's just natural to do that. Now, we're the creator. We created the business. We're the visionary. But the reality is, it doesn't mean that we would make the best implementer. I like to call it the visionary implementer business model. And I had to go through that years ago myself. I struggled letting go, like stepping outside of that role. And psychologically, it was hard, but really the actual process of it was not that hard. And the person I brought in is still with me today. It's just an amazing match, very complimentary to me. But can you talk a little bit about that, and what are some of the results that people can find? I know I mentioned when I was reading your bio, you mentioned, hey, you can capture 14 more hours to allow you to focus more on production, which is vital. I mean, I don't want to say too much about it. Go ahead and expand on that a little bit if you don't mind.
It sounds scary for people what you did, and emotionally, because oh my God, I will hand over my baby to somebody else. So, and that's why there is a little step that we, as a business coach, we have them do for a couple of days to get gradually into it. And it's called the daily flow. I use it every day still after 20 years, and people can download it for free on strategysprints.com. It's one piece of paper, or they can use it on their iPad or a spreadsheet, where you write down, how did I allocate my time today, and which one of these tasks will I delegate tomorrow? So if you just do this for 3 days, you write down, okay, 8 a.m. I did this, 9 a.m. I did emails, 10 a.m. I did interviews, 11 a.m. I did a sales call. And then you pick one that you will delegate tomorrow, either to a software or to a freelancer or to a full-time person on your team. You pick one and you get now into the habit. You start delegating that one. Maybe it's bookkeeping, and you start giving it away. And then you see, oh, that's actually pretty cool. And or maybe you hate posting on LinkedIn, then you start delegating the posts on LinkedIn. You do that and say, hey, I have more time and it's kind of working. So when you have that little experience, then it snowballs. Now you will go bigger. There's, hey, what about I outsource the whole marketing thing? Hey, what about the completely client onboarding is not done by me anymore? Hey, what about filling the calendar? The whole prospecting thing is done by somebody else. So I would use the daily flow. It's free. It's on strategysprints.com. And if you download the daily flow, you just do this for 10 minutes a day for 3 days. And that gets you going. And when you have that positive experience, then you will want to do more.
Yeah. It makes complete sense. So now what are some of the benefits? Am I gathering? I know one of the things you mentioned is, as a result of going through this process, you should be able to make more sales. I mean, have you had can you expand on that a little bit? Because that's probably what most people are interested in is how do you make more money? Yeah,
Our main program is a 90 days strategy sprint. It doubles revenue. It effectively increases revenue by 99%. Now people go, how can you double revenue in 90 days? That's impossible. No, it's very possible. We have to increase 3 things by 25%. The first one, and it's very realistic to do with most people. The first one is we have to increase by 25% the price that you can charge for your offer without losing clients. How to do that? By improving positioning. We will refine, the LinkedIn banner, the first 10 seconds of your website positioning. Who is this for? What is it for? What does it solve for them? What's the cost of inaction? What is it without your offer and with your offer? When you have done that positioning work, now you can charge 25% more without losing clients. Then we move on to the second month of the sprint. Now we want to increase by 25% the win rate in your sales call. Let's say you have 5 sales calls per week in your calendar. We want to increase your win rate by 25%. We have to do 2 things. One is your talking time. We have to get your talking time down to 28%. So 2/3 of the time you will be listening, 1/3 talking. Simon, but then how can they buy from me? They will buy more. Your win rate will go up 25%, indirectly proportional to the amount of talking that you're doing, because we will help you. We will get your sales recordings. We will optimize your sales script. You will select a few powerful questions that you ask, and then you let them lead. You let them talk, because nobody wants to be sold anything. They love to buy, but they don't like to be sold. The internal basic need of a buyer is, I want to feel understood. I want to be heard. I want to be seen. You do that right, you are earning trust. And when you have trust, they will open up, and then they will buy. So that's month 2. We improve the win rate by 25%. Month 3, and the win rate we improve by improving the talking time. We get their sales recording, improve the talking time, reduce talking time, and improve their sales script, the powerful questions that they have ready. And then month 3, we want to improve the sales velocity. We have 2 chances at getting that right. That's the toughest part. Chance 1, we want to reduce the time from attention to closing. And we have a system for that. It's called the RBS, the relationship building sequence. Sometimes that doesn't work. If it's a high ticket complex sales where you need on the other side 7 people and 3 departments of Coca-Cola, then we cannot shorten that by 25% because there's too many people involved in that buying. Then we have to go to the other side of the funnel. Your current clients, how can you retain them more? Upsell, cross-sell, what else do they need? This is usually where we help people create paid communities, paid masterminds, paid communities of their current clients that help each other and become strategic partners for each other. Now we have increased 3 things by 25%. Together, those 3 things compound to plus 99% revenue.
Did you know that you can participate in class every Monday? We call it Monday Night Live, 7 p.m. Eastern, with me and dozens of other investor agents from around the country, in fact, the world. Every Monday, totally free. No selling, no recruiting, just straight up education on anything and everything in real estate. And we have a lot of good guests coming on once or twice a month, bringing in expertise on subjects like how to buy a house with crypto. Okay. How about them apples? What about AI? How's AI affecting our business? How about the metaverse, blockchain processing? We're already using it in title work. So come on to Monday Night Live, be ready to take notes and ask questions because it's live and engaging and you get to participate by asking questions and meeting others. So we'll see you there. Go to realestatewithgarywilson.com, click on the resource tab, drop down, and you'll see Monday Night Live. And in there, you can see one of the most recent classes. But more importantly, you can register for class as many as you want going up to like the end of the year, I believe. So in any case, do that. We'll see you on Monday Night Live. Look forward to meeting you in person. Take care. Awesome. Well, this sounds really cool. Is there now, as far as your ideal client that you work with, are they mostly business owners, any professionals, any particular field or industry that seems to really be attracted to this? Like who would so we have people listening to all different walks of life, mostly professionals and business owners though. I think everybody would benefit, quite frankly, but any business owners more so than professionals, or what's your typical client look like, you know?
We only work with business owners who run a high ticket business that they sell online. So their sell is above $10,000, and they are selling also to businesses, and they have to sell online because this is our superpower. So I agree with you.
Okay.
Those things work for any kind of business. They can grab the book and they come very far with the book Strategy Sprints, but we only pick a few teams per month that we work with. They have to be business owners of an online high ticket business because that is what we will optimize for them, the high ticket sales funnel.
Okay. And how about geographic location? Like I have clients that are, in most of the continents, but mostly
we have
they're
coaches in every time zone. Most of our clients are in California and Texas. Texas is ramping up too, but we have clients in all time zones because we have coaches in all time zones. We are now a franchise.
Yeah. Okay, wonderful. Now, as far as timing, if you look at the life cycle of a business, the initial conception, they conceive it in their mind, and they go through, mapping out, defining their vision. Where in the process do you usually find people seeking out your services? Is it after they've been in it for 1 to 3 years and they just can't do any work because they're stuck in operations? And when is it better for them to actually reach out to you?
They call us when they hit 35K per month in revenue. And they feel that if they just do more, they won't get to 70K per month because the time's up. Time's up. My week is full. So I cannot do more of this. Even if I wanted, I cannot do more. That's and I have kids and I have hobbies. So I don't have more to give in terms of time. This is when they call us. And also, if they would do more of that, they would start to hate their business because now they would start to put in even the weekends, having no vacations or shorter vacations. And that's not the idea of running a business. You do that to have an amazing life, not to be in a rat race. So this is the moment when they call us. They hit those 35K per month and they go, now it's time to scale.
I think there you are. Okay. Now, all right, that's good news. So now, do you have a case study or a couple of examples you can share? I know you're probably not share the names, but maybe of an example of someone who's hit that 35,000 and taken us through and the type of product that they have. And without disclosing, I know there's certain rules about this. We can't mention names and things like that, but anything you can share, a recent example would be great.
Oh, we have 600 client testimonials on our website. This is where they send us a love letter, and then we ask them if we can publish it on the website. So it's on strategysprints.com. You will find 600 client testimonials. They describe their sales boost. One of them is Sani Abdul-Jabbar in Los Angeles. He runs a company called Vestech USA. They solve the tech problem. They know all developers and they can solve tech problems for you. Before the sprint, they were very broad in terms of they were solving 5 different problems inside of tech. So Sani's sprint was really, okay, let's pick one lane and become the best at that. He picked one lane. His LinkedIn newsletter became just that thing, 3 bullet points about this topic. And his sales went through the roof. Another example is Jaime in Barcelona, who started a new marketing agency and didn't want him to take 5 years to get to profitability. So he said, Simon, can we do this quicker? If I do a 90-day sprint, can I be profitable in 90 days? And we said, let's go, let's try. And so we started that. He became profitable in the first 90 days of running his newborn marketing agency, online marketing agency. And you will find 600 more examples on our website. It's a proven method. I can even show you some logos of our current clients and past clients for the people watching. These are teams that have sprinted with great results. So And also in the book, you will find a lot of examples. For example, chapter 1 of the book Strategy Sprints is Ali Abdaal describing, he was a huge YouTuber, but he needed help into pricing and packaging his new offer, the Part-Time YouTuber Academy. And he describes in chapter 1 how he used the Strategy Sprints method to do that. There's Anthony Iannarino, a sales coach, who went through the program, and he described how that program helped him onboard his first COO who would run the business for him, because before the sprint, the whole business was dependent on him.
Yeah. Okay. So the website is strategysprints.com, and the book is that there's the book called the 200K Club. Is that the name of the book?
The book is called Strategy Sprints. You can find it on Amazon.
Gotcha. Okay.
And we have also a community, which is a community for sales acceleration for business owners. That's called the 200K Club.
Okay. Would you mind telling us a little bit about that? I'm assuming you meet online. What's the typical agenda?
Sure. So we meet
benefits?
every Monday. It's online. It's online. It's business owners from Los Angeles, from Palo Alto, from New York, from Miami, from Austin, London, Berlin, Zurich, and Vienna. And we meet every Monday to make ourselves ready to accelerate sales during the week. So whatever we need to tackle, we look at each other's pipeline and we go, I have this deal here, but it's kind of stalling. I don't know how to move that forward to close. Who can help me? And then we coach each other. We go into breakout rooms. We work on that. Another person says, my LinkedIn is not doing anything. It's so boring. I'm almost stopping to post. I'm not getting any engagement. And so we help them get more engagement there. Another person said, my pipeline is drying up. I was relying on referrals, but now I'm getting less referrals. I have to do some active marketing. I hate marketing. Is there a way that's fun, that's genuine, that's authentic, that fits to me, that I can do? And so every Monday we come together, we solve go-to-market problems. And then during the week, it's a 24/7 Slack group where we tag each other for just quick questions like, guys, where do you find a YouTube editor? Guys, should I outsource my podcast to an agency that does it for me? Guys, my second book, I want to do it on my own. I am pissed about my publisher. They didn't do anything.
Yeah.
This will be on my own. Who has a tip? Where do I find a graphic designer for the cover? What should be the book funnel like? So all these hundreds small questions that we have during the week, we do that in the Slack group.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. I know we're going to get short on time here very quickly, but it's a great subject. When it comes back to the 90-day process, there's 3 parts. The part where you're actually trying to have a broader reach and attract more people and increase sales and velocity. Is the marketing mainly does it include SEO, improving SEO or Google AdWords, Facebook, YouTube? What are
None of
some of your
that.
favorite
No,
ways?
there is much more direct. All these things, SEO, ads, etc., they cost money and they take forever. So
Mhm.
we go much more direct. We go direct path. That's the strategy sprint. It's all organic. It costs nothing. It's quick to test, easy to test. You can do it without a PhD. And
Yeah.
it's just direct from your current relationships and leveraging those.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Well, that helps a lot. I'm sure a lot of people listening now probably have a lot more questions, but how do you prefer people to reach out to you? Is it going to the website, reading the book? Is there I mean, I saw the website. I didn't want to turn it on because there's some audio video. Um, but what's the best way for people? What do you prefer as far as them reaching out to you, and then what does that process look like to engage with you? You know?
Yeah, if they want to find out more, they can grab the book on Amazon. It's called Strategy Sprints. If they want to talk to us, they can go to strategysprints.com and book a time with us to talk. If they like YouTube, I have a YouTube channel. It's called Simon Severino High Ticket Sales, where I share my own journey of improving my own sales every week, what the mistakes that I do and the learnings and what they can implement into their business in terms of sales and achieving financial freedom as a business owner. That's Simon Severino High Ticket Sales.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Well, I tell you what, this has been really good. We covered an awful lot in a short period of time, and I think it's refreshing, particularly for the online business owners, which is a lot of us. I mean, even what's interesting, I know dentists that actually have a product that they sell online, a service, a guide. So it really does touch a lot of people. There's a lot of candidates, and I'm one of them, obviously. And I plan on getting the book too, by the way. But any final words of wisdom you can share with people out there, particularly those who are they're getting started, they're starting to hit that first glass ceiling where they're out of gas and out of breath. I mean, any words of wisdom you can share with them from your experience, your life's experience?
Don't give up. Even if it's
Yeah,
hard, just keep rolling. Stay in the game. Your competitors will run out of breath. They will give up first. And this is how you dominate the market. You just don't give up. Make it fun, make it easy, cut the amount of activities in half. If you do the daily flow that you can download on our website, strategysprints.com, you will find one thing to delegate each week. By doing that, you reduce the stress on your plate. That's the only thing to
yeah,
do. Reduce the stress on your plate. Enjoy every single day and every single week. Make it more enjoyable. Less activities, more feedback, more little wins that give you
yeah,
that energy back so that you don't have to give up too early. The only problem is if you give up too early. Don't do that.
yeah, yeah. I agree. I mean, one of the secrets to my success is because I always, I, believe I'm just smart enough to be successful, but I'm certainly not the smartest person in the room. But one of my strengths is I just don't give up. I'm so persistent and resilient and disciplined, and that's really, I mean, I've found that in a lot of other people. Some people are born naturally with the ability to grow businesses and lead people. Most of us have to learn those skills, but you can. It is learnable. I'm living proof. I came out of computer science. I'm the least likely person to do well, selling and leading, but it can be
Statistically,
learned.
yeah.
It's funny. So, listen, I appreciate you doing this, Simon, and for you listeners, I appreciate you listening. Some of you are looking at this on YouTube and other video streams that we have. If you could please leave a review for the podcast, your review is what makes our podcast world go around. It doesn't cost you anything to listen to it, and we do it as a community service. It's a wonderful thing. It's fulfilling. Simon helps me, I help Simon, and this is goes around for thousands of us around the world. It's a great community, and we're glad to help you do it. If you leave your review, we certainly appreciate it. And reach out to Simon. Go to strategysprints.com. Okay. And I suggest you look into the 200K Club. All right. And also get the book, by the way, on Amazon. I plan on doing that myself just to start. So God bless you and your families. We will see you on the next Massive Passive Cash Flow podcast.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Massive Passive Cash Flow. Be sure to go to realestatewithgarywilson.com to join our community and start building wealth today.